All right. So now we're going to go over some practice problems associated with 3.2 so that you're ready to go for the corresponding homework. All right. So this is what we mean by the angle measures. So what we want to do is, number one, we want to make sure we follow directions and know the difference between justifying, proving, and all that, because we don't want to do any more work or any less work than is necessary. All right, so if you look at the first section, it says identify all the numbered angles that are congruent to the given angle. Justify your answer. So we're dealing with the 43-degree angle. All right, so basically we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, 1 and 3 are both going to be 137. All right, because 1 and 3 both form a linear pair with the 43. Number 2 is going to be 43 because it forms a vertical angle pair with that. Okay, now when you get down to 4, 5, 6, and 7, all right, you got to be tricky. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 6 first because 6 is outside, 43 is outside. They're on opposite sides. So 6 is going to be 43 because they're alternate exterior angles. Okay? 5 is also going to be 43 because they're corresponding. That leaves us with 4 and 7. Okay? Now, 4, all right, is going to be 137. You just have to be able to explain why. There's many ways we can do it. One way you can do it is that it is alternate interior with 43's linear pair. All right, so that's how you'd have to explain it. You may have to do a little more because there isn't a direct relationship. Number 7 is going to be 137 because it forms a linear pair with the corresponding. Now, there's other ways you can do it. All right, 7 could be 137 because it forms a linear pair with 6, which forms alternate exteriors, so you're going to have choices. Now, if necessary, all right, don't be afraid to extend lines to make it look more like the diagram. All right, so 3 is going to be 73 because it forms a linear pair. All right, 2 is going to be 107 because it's a vertical angle. 1 is going to be 73 because it also forms a linear pair. Don't throw away points by not including those. All right, 4, all right, can be 107 because they're corresponding. Or same side interior with 3. All right, so if you want to name it by the angle. And then finally, 5 is going to be 73 because it forms a linear pair with 4. So you can get away with that as well. All right, when you get over to number 4, now this is when it gets tricky because you got 2 pairs of parallel lines. All right, so the 75, 5 and 7, linear pair, 6, vertical angle. All right, 8. So they're all, so 5 and 7, all right, are both going to be 105. 6, the vertical angle, is going to be 75. Now 8's going to be 105. Its direct relationship is because it's what? Same side, interior. All right, 9 is going to be 75 because it's an alternate interior. 10. All right. Nope, 9 is not 75. 9, yeah, it is, because it's not drawn on a scale. 10 is 105, forms a linear pair with 9. And you can simply do that each time if you want. 11 is 75 because it's corresponding. All right. So there we go. So that covers all those down there. All right. Now, if we look at this, all right, and we go the other way, so now we're going to go across. Now we can get some others. All right, so if we go across, I'm going to move that down here. 1, all right, 1 is going to be 105. All right, because it is corresponding with 5. 2 is going to be 75, alternate interior angles. So if you don't mention any relationship, we assume you're talking about with the 75. 3, 105, same side interior. All right. 75. It's corresponding. So you get the idea of what you need to do. If there's a direct defined relationship between the angle and what they're asking about, feel free to write it. If not, then you got to connect to it. All right, find the measure of angle 1 and 2, justify your answer. 1 is going to be 45. It's the same as the one above, but there's fewer of them, alternate interior. 2 is going to be 135 because it forms a linear pair. That's all I'm looking for justification. All right, and again, if you get a figure like this, don't be afraid to extend lines if it makes it look more similar to what you talked about in class. So 1, for example, is going to be 95 because it forms alternate interior. Now remember, the lines are parallel, so that transversal has that relationship. That transversal has another one. So 2 is going to be 130 because the same side interior. All right, animate a zip line for a treehouse. To do this, she attached a pulley to a cable. She then strung the cable on an angle between the treehouse and another tree. She made the drawing of the zip line at the right. The 2 trees are parallel. What is the measure of angle 1? Angle 1 is going to be a $1.05. Because they are same side interior angles. All right, if you look on the back of that sheet, we got a proof. AB is parallel to CD. Now this is different. Now you're going to be told you can use alternate interiors, and we'll talk about that as we progress, the difference between the 2 proofs. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 because they're vertical angles. So vertical angle property. All right, you can always say vertical angles are congruent. C is parallel to D because it's given. 2 is supplementary, same side interior angles. Those lines are parallel. All right, so you can use those. A is parallel to B. That's also given. 3 is congruent to 4. Why? Because they're alternate interior angles. So alternate interior angle theorem. All right, so 2 and 3 are supplementary. 3 is congruent to 4, so that means since they're congruent, I can plug that right back in. All right, angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, which means I can replace the 2 with 1, and I replace the 3 with 4. Well, what does that produce? Angle 1 and 4 are supplementary. Substitution. I just plug in. So whenever I plug in things for other things, that's not transitive. Because we can't use transitive because transitive means it has to be congruent to the same thing. Okay. So algebra, find the value of x, then the measure of each labeled angle. Again, if necessary, extend the lines. All right. Then you realize those are same side interiors. So 2x plus 24 plus x equals 180 because same side interiors are 180. 3x plus 24 equals 180. 3x equals 156. X equals 52. All right, and then when we plug it in, this one's 52. This one's 2 times 52, which is 104. 104 plus 24 is 128. So we got 128 and 52 checking our work. Okay, now we come over here again. Feel free to extend your lines. All right, and then you realize, okay, 3x plus 6, they're pointing at that angle, 4x minus 12. So they are, in fact, corresponding. They're both in the upper left. So the difference is I set them equal to each other and solve. Bring the 3x over. X minus 12 equals 6. Add the 12, and I get 18. Plug it in. 4 times 18 is 72. 72 minus 12 is 60. 3 times 18 is 54. 54 plus 6 is 60. All right, some more. Realize if that's 90, this one's also 90. So those two would be equal to each other. So you'd set up an equation. 4x plus 12 equals 90. 4x equals 78. That would make x 78 divided by 4, which I believe is 19.5. If I come over here, that 2x plus 12, if those lines are parallel, can be shifted down there if I want. And now I realize those are vertical angles, so I can set them equal to each other. 2x plus 12 equals 3x plus 23. X equals negative 11. Okay. So 2x plus 12, no, that can't be. Oh, I got them in the wrong spot. So the 2x plus 12 goes there. See, everybody makes mistakes. That's why you check. All right, now you realize they form a linear pair, so 5x plus 35 equals 180. 5x equals 145. X then equals 29. All right. All right, and then which solution is the solution for the value of x? Literally look at them. That's pictured as acute. That's pictured as acute. So boom, that's our winner. All right. Hopefully that helps. Good luck with the practice form G. That is due with the others. Stay healthy, everybody.